first week of January, and we were behind at halftime. And then I found out that we were going to be behind at halftime over half our games in the league, including 3 straight. Actually, I think we were ahead of Glen Oaks Friday night. Were we at halftime? Were we ahead of them or no?
Yeah.
We were down 1. So 3 straight games with Glen Oaks, we were down at halftime. But we kind of went into the locker room at halftime, and Coach Schaefer was walking along with me. He teaches at St. Joe, as those of you who know him know. He's not here right now, but he bumped me as I'm walking toward the door. He said, "Just keep it positive, Coach, keep it positive." That was great advice, because we tried to stay positive. We really didn't know going into this season. I felt like we could be a pretty good team, but we had so far to go in the first week of January, and that was only about 8 or 9 weeks ago that was the case. We didn't know going into it if we were going to be 500 or be contenders. And then game by game, we played a good second half there, and then we played a good, and then we ran into a juggernaut over at Kellogg and got beat, and we put 4 goals up on the board. We talked about intrinsic and extrinsic goals. The intrinsic goals are the most important. Those are playing hard, being a good attitude, giving it everything you've got in order to be a good teammate, those things. Extrinsic goals, which motivate a lot of people, are a number of wins, goals you have with conference championships and so on. And that motivates people too. So we put 4 goals. One was to play undefeated in the league. After we got beat at home by Lansing, we scratched that one off. Next one was still win the league championship. We got a check mark by that one, we got that in the circle. Then the next was to win a state championship. We got our lunch fed to us at Mott, and we came back and we scratched that one off. And we reminded them that we still have a vision, we still have a chance to go to nationals. Now we got a check mark by that. Now if you've looked at it recently, there's one more goal there. That's to win 1 game at the national tournament. And then if we can do that, we'll have a second goal. And that'll be to win 2 games at the national tournament. Our opponent at the national tournament is Lewisburg College out of Lewisburg, North Carolina. They are 31-1, so they're better than your opponent, Coach Welch. You're only 27-1, just because they played 4 more games. Yeah, they are, like Coach Welch's opponent, like the girls' opponent, they are averaging 96 points a game. I think yours was 97. I've got video on them. One of the things we have to do in the men that the women don't do is we have to exchange video overnight express of your championship game in your district. So we received Lewisburg's video yesterday, and they received ours, so they'll have a chance to watch us play the game against Lansing, and we're watching them play. I'm not sure who they're playing. The game's played at Rockingham, North Carolina. But they are very, very good. The one game they lost this year was to Hargraves Academy. That school last year sent 11 of its 12 players to Division I schools. And they lost that game by 10 points to them. You know, so we're going to have a tremendous challenge when we go down there. But games are won and lost, not in the record book. They're won and lost on the court. We all know that. We all know there are certain things we have to get done. If we can get those things done, we have a chance. Before I introduce the players, I just want to say to all of you here that I can promise you one thing. All of us here, men and women, coaches and players, are going to represent Kalamazoo Valley in a first-class way. We're going to do the very best job we can to give it the very best that we can give to represent this great school the way we should be represented and respected nationally and the way we are respected nationally. So I can promise you that. I want to introduce Adam Kerfoot. I hope he's here. Adam has been a big part of our success this year. Stand up, Adam. Adam's a former player. Coach Schaefer, as I said, is not here, but he's arranged his schedule. He's the middle school athletic director at St. Joe High School. He drives about 90 miles a day when he comes up here, and he gets up here at least once a week for practice, and he's been at most of our games. And he's assured me that he will be at every game we play in Danville. And that means he's got to take time off from that job, and it's a labor of love for him. As many of you may or may not know, he played for me back in the early 80s. I had the privilege of coaching actually 3 of the 4 Schaefer boys. Doug Schaefer still holds the school record for 3s in one season with 92. We just had a great relationship with the Schaefer family. Most of them were there on Saturday to support the current Cougars as well as supported Greg. There's another person I want to mention that's sitting back there, Brian Berry. What a great job, Brian. There's a young lady standing over in the corner. we're gonna miss her after this year too, because she has been the
Athletic trainer for us for 2 years. She's from California. She is learning to love Michigan, but she still doesn't think she wants to live here with all the snow. She's still anxious to get back to California. Shannon Green, thank you for another person that I have become. I'm not shy about doing this because I can say with all my heart that this person, without her support, I wouldn't be able to coach 46 years like I have, 32 of them here at Kalamazoo Valley. My wife has driven the bus. She's kept the scorebook. She's kept stats. She's fixed food for Fellowship of Christian Athletes meals at her house. Most of you know her as about as well as you know me, but I love her and I thank her not just for helping raise our 5 kids, 4 girls and a boy, but for being with me through all those years with tremendous support. Thank you. I'm going to have these guys, when I introduce you, I'm not going to say a lot because we don't want to be here a long time.